Thank you kindly. I think I busted a button on my trousers. Hope they don't fall down. Start jumping around, man. I have to do it up again. You don't want my trousers to fall down now, do you?
I take a tip from the Rolling Stones. One of my favorite Rolling Stones albums is Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. It's a live album from, I think, the 1969 concerts in Maryland and in New York City. And it's just a great album. It's a lot of fun. So as I was listening to it, I began to look into it on the internet a little bit, and I discovered that there was a bootleg album before it. The bootleg album is called Liver Than You'll Ever Be. And the bootleg is from a concert in Oakland, California. And the quality's pretty rough on the bootleg. But what surprised me, and I may be the last person in the world to realize this, is that the playlist is almost the same. So the Rolling Stones, the wild men of 60s and 70s rock and roll, the pirates of the airwaves and the interstates, sailing into our minds with these giant lips, right? The Rolling Stones are in fact crafting their performance concert after concert so that Oakland, New York, Maryland, and all the states in between are the same, pretty much the same show. So what that teaches me is that the Rolling Stones appear. They appear to be one thing, spontaneous, free-form, breaking any formula and any law you can give them. But in fact, they're very disciplined. They're rehearsed. Each one of them is geared towards creating a brand identity. And that brand identity is interesting because the brand identity, it's something that they create through rehearsal, but it's also something that they create with their audience in front of them. It's something they create on their albums, but it's also something that they're trying to create while you're listening at home, either to the LP or on your earbuds now. The Rolling Stones teach us, and really this is best practice number 9. The Rolling Stones teach us that a successful brand identity is created through diligent rehearsal. So Module 3 is all about rehearsal. It's all about thinking how you take that formula and you rehearse it and internalize it so it is part of yourself. We're going to go through literally using that circular formula as a way of rehearsing and counter-rehearsing so you can memorize not so much your lines, but your keywords, so you can be dynamic, not static. For there is nothing worse than a static presentation. The problem with a static presentation is that it forecloses on your individual personality. It forecloses on what's inside of you, and it replaces that with simply the words on the page. In a way, if you think about it, the static speaker, the speaker who just stands there and diligently reads off lines in a PowerPoint, knows about the problem of fear. That person knows that survival reactions, those intellectual, verbal, or physical traits, will ultimately disable him or her. So the person sticks to the script. But in sticking to the script, he or she forecloses on his or her personality and bludgeons the audience into boredom. We don't want that at all. Instead, we want to figure out how to internalize the script so that we can believe in it, how to put passion. Belief is passion. Passion in a bottle by memorizing that script. And we also want to rehearse our words and our body because words and body together are the most powerful kind of language we have. If we can do those things, we can create a brand that we can communicate powerfully to our audience because the Rolling Stones rehearse. In the first track of Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, Mick Jagger is on stage and he does a ripping performance of Jumping Jack Flash. At the end of it, it seems like his pants are coming off. So imagine you're on stage and your pants are falling down in front of thousands of people. I mean, if there's anything that's a survival reaction moment, right? That's it. Time to start stuttering and run off the stage. But if you listen to the album, you'll hear that Mick Jagger has a lot of fun with it. That's what I mean. Fear inhibits execution, but by replacing fear with a rule-governed formula and rehearsing that formula, you can execute on multiple levels. So listen to Mick Jagger. He's having fun with it. He's entertaining. He's confident. He's sexy. He's unflappably cool, the knighted frontman of rock and roll. He has a brand that overrides any problem he encounters on stage. We'll never know who Mick Jagger really is. But that's unimportant because he's projected a public self so powerful that we believe that that's who he is. We believe in his passion. And after all, who doesn't want moves like Jagger?